All right, we now want to focus on the rescue mission. And joining us now from the U.S. Coast Guard Air Station in Corpus Christi is Lieutenant Ian Hopper, AMT3 Seth Reeves, Lieutenant Blair Ogujiofor, and AST3 Scott Ruskan. Thank you all so much for joining us and for helping out in this mission to find these 23 young little girls and the families who are also impacted by the storm. So, Lieutenant Hopper, I'll start with you. How is the Coast Guard responding to this flood in Texas right now?
Good morning. Yeah, so primarily we're using our helicopter assets. So the MH-65 Echo is primarily a maritime search and rescue asset, so we're used to going offshore. But right now we are using it for inland search and rescue. So operating using our hoist capability or just landing and picking people up and transiting them in the MH-65 Dolphin.
So I don't know who's best to answer this question, but you all figure that out. You know, obviously, you look at the video, you see these incredible floodwaters, you see the incredible efforts to rescue people, and hundreds of people have been rescued. What are the additional complications that you all have to deal with, that you have to obviously you have a lot of people who want, civilians who want to help out, but you don't want them to get in the way. What are the additional complications that you want to kind of warn civilians about not getting in your way?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of different complications. Primarily, a lot of civilians are where we were all operating on the same frequency when we were flying. Additional complications would be so Scott here, he's our rescue swimmer, and he you can explain a little bit.
Kind of what was going on the ground. Yeah. A lot of times what was happening is, everyone wants to do as much as they can to help out, and we truly appreciate that. But sometimes they don't always have the best communication. So biggest thing is just trying to pass stuff off to the higher level of care, pass it up the food chain about who's where, who needs help. And then you can get, like a government agency out there to try to help you out as fast as we can. And then we can triage from there and kind of get people to safety. But most important thing is staying out of the river, super dangerous. And keep yourself safe before you put yourself in a more dangerous situation.
When we look at this current scenario with nearly 24 young girls that are missing, what scenario exists that they can be found alive? Have they, could they have just been swept away and they're, hanging onto a tree? Is there any scenario you see where they can be found alive?
That's of course that's a hard question to answer, but ultimately, there's multiple assets, crews out there, both Coast Guard. You've got the Army out there. You've got DPS, the Department of Public Safety for Texas. So we're giving everyone the best chance that they've got, and really working as a team in Texas here to give anyone who's still out there the best shot.
Yeah, Lieutenant Ogujiofor, anybody else, you could chime in with stories as well if you've heard them. But what are some of the stories that people are telling you who you have rescued? What are they saying about their experience?
So personally, I haven't been able to speak with anyone. I know we landed yesterday, and then we also had to take the new crews out to give them a fam flight of the area. But some of our crews that stayed back, they did get to see a couple of the girls that we actually took in our aircraft. Reunited with their families. So I know, and the folks at the hotel too, they had a mother who approached them and was like, "Thank you so much. My daughter is alive because you guys were able to assist her today." So, I mean, I can only imagine that they're grateful. When we were picking up folks, have, young girls who were asking, about if we knew where their siblings were. And, at that point, we're just trying to get and help those who we can assist. Just praying and hoping that folks are able to get reunited with their families.
So, Scott, when you all do hear from people that need rescuing, what is the most common way that do you just find them, or are people able to reach out with phones? And what's the most common way that they contact you to let you know that they need help?
Yeah, as far as right now, we've been getting our tasking from higher up, mostly from the Army as of right now. But a lot of it's just been large stage triaging. So we were at Mystic yesterday for a long period of time. Probably got about 200 people out of there alone. And it was just, we just saw a huge crowd of about 200 kids at a campsite. So we're like, cool, that's where we're going to go. And we're just going to get as many people out as we can until they were all gone. We got them all out yesterday at Mystic. So.
Wow.
Hey, listen, first and foremost, we know this isn't easy for you all. You're doing God's work out there, and sometimes results aren't what you want them to be. It's rescue and recovery. And we just want you to know we're praying for you, and we thank God every day that there are people like you out there who are willing to show up and do this, even on the tough days. So thank you so much.
God bless you all.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for what you're doing. We appreciate it. And Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick yesterday, he said that he wants everybody to get down on their knees and pray that these little girls are found alive. And when I read that, I did that. And I think that a lot of other people are going to be doing that and praying so hard for their survival.
Yeah. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.